Hello and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras, here with ILTV's Morning Briefing.
Just as the Israeli Supreme Court launched a panel of inquiry against Case 4000 Judge Ronit Poznansky-Katz, Justice Minister Ayelet Shaked has filed a complaint with the Supreme Court. Poznansky-Katz is accused of having unethical communications with the state prosecutor involved in Case 4000, or the Bezik corruption probe. She's expected to stand before a disciplinary court to explain why she discussed remand rulings over which she was proceeding. Preliminary results in the court investigation found, quote, a series of personal and systemic failures, end quote, and the whole situation is even causing the court to review guidelines for communications between judges and police. Case 4000 looks into the allegations that Walla News owner Shaul Elovich and Prime Minister Netanyahu made an agreement for more positive news coverage, in return for Netanyahu advancing legislation benefiting Elovich and his other investments, like Bezik Communications. The Netanyahus have continued to deny any wrongdoing in this and any other ongoing investigation. Arizona State University is now fighting a lawsuit against the Council on American Islamic Relations, or C.A.I.R, over allegedly violating the free speech of a Muslim student association on campus. C.A.I.R filed the suit last week on behalf of the Arizona State chapter of the MSA, or the Muslim Students Association. The MSA invited staunch BDS supporter and founder of American Muslims for Palestine, Hatem Bazian, who declined the invitation, however, due to a clause in the speaking contract that prohibited the boycott of Israel. Arizona is one of over 20 states that has now passed anti-BDS legislation. Well, now C.A.I.R's lawsuit seeks to undo this legislation by calling it unconstitutional, on the grounds that the no boycott clause, quote, constitutes viewpoint discrimination that chills constitutionally protected political advocacy on behalf of Palestine, end quote. Arizona State University has since responded that the wrong contract was sent to Bazian, as student groups are exempt from the anti-boycott laws since they're not public entities. In other news, Greek counter-terrorism police are reporting the recent arrest of 5 Greek men in connection to neo-Nazi affiliations and violence against migrants and left-wing activists. The police found over 50 kilograms of fertilizer used in explosives, various weapons, and, quote, books, pamphlets, and symbols of the extreme right, end quote. Greece has been fighting the rise of neo-Nazi and white supremacist groups for some time now. Between Combat 18 Hellas, the group from which the 5 suspects are from, and Golden Dawn, the neo-Nazi group that is now sitting comfortably as the 4th largest party in Greek parliament, nationalistic and white supremacist attitudes have increased. 70 lawmakers and party officials from Golden Dawn alone are on trial against criminal charges, including murder. This may sound ancient and outlandish, but today a Jewish woman in Israel who wants to seek a divorce must get permission from her husband. Traditional Jewish law allows men to refuse granting a get to their wives, or the divorce document required to separate in Jewish religious law. This means that in modern Israel, there are still many women who end up, quote, chained to husbands that they no longer want to be with. Well, the good news is that a bill has just passed its first reading in the Knesset that would allow Israel's rabbinical courts to sanction some of the men that are refusing to grant their wives a divorce. Today, local courts can't assist women who aren't citizens or residents of the country, but this bill would expand the Israeli rabbinical court's authority to divorce suits from abroad that are between 2 Jews married according to Jewish law. The husband would have to be physically present in Israel, and the wife would have to show proof that she had already attempted to get a divorce, both civil and Jewish, abroad. The rabbinical court would then be able to impose sanctions on the husband until he were to give his wife a divorce, including fines, short-term imprisonment, and even freezing his assets. The Israeli government is seeing a real problem in the former Soviet Union, where wealthy men often don't want to divorce their wives for financial reasons. But the bill they are trying to pass to combat this issue has faced lots of opposition. The Center for Women's Justice worries that it will expand the control of the rabbinical court rather than disentangling the Jewish state from such sexist marriage laws. Today in Israel, there is no civil alternative for Jews who do not want to get married under rabbinical law. Rather, they have to get married abroad or just get married in a Reformed Jewish wedding that isn't recognized by the state. Now, this is shocking and hard to even talk about, but a Gaza municipality is reportedly awarding 10 shekels to any citizen that kills a stray dog in the Gaza Strip, all as part of a mission to combat the growing problem of stray dogs in the coastal enclave. The municipality of Beit Lahia in the northern Gaza Strip allegedly just put out a public announcement claiming that because of the, quote, proliferation of stray dogs attacking residents, children, and farmers, the municipality will award 10 shekels to any man who kills a stray dog and notifies the municipality of the deed, end quote. A campaign of this nature may really motivate locals given the deteriorating economic situation in Gaza. Today, over 40% of Gazans are unemployed. Killing dogs could be seen as a quick payoff, especially since the purchasing power of 10 shekels is much greater in the Gaza Strip than it is in Israel. The crazy part is that there is no limit on how many dogs each resident is allowed to kill, or rules as to how the animals should be killed. To complicate things further, another page, supposedly the official Facebook page of Beit Lahia, has now rebuked the campaign, saying the recently publicated reward for killing strays was false and fraudulently posted. The campaign, regardless of who started it, has raised criticism among the Palestinian public, with many calling it cruel and inhumane. Residents are asking the municipality to create an organization to care for strays and prevent them from procreating, but some were outraged by the suggestion, especially given the current economic situation in Gaza, saying that the Gaza leadership first must provide adequate shelters for all of the Gazans living without roofs over their heads.
That's all for now. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.